I don't play League, but I am a bot blaster. Welcome back to a video about multicasters. Today, we're going to be talking about a meta report card for 13.20's most infamous comp, multicasters. This comp used to be S+, but we're going to see how good it is in the new patch. So we have 4 parts today. We're going to be talking about the balance changes. In this case, it's going to be nerfs, lots and lots of nerfs. The second part is going to be looking at stats using the Explorer on tactics.tools as well as just unit stats in general. Next up we have a short VOD. In this case, I actually did 2 VODs for this video. So 2 games of multicasters, and I sped it up a lot and cut up a lot of content. And the fourth part will be the meta report card, which is the ultimate grading of the comp. So our first part is the nerfs. We have 10 plus nerfs to the multicaster comp. This comp used to be S+, so it's not surprising that we have nerfs, but it is surprising how many nerfs we do have. So we have multicaster reduced damage on the 3-piece and the 4-piece, but the mana is still the same per auto on the 4-piece. TF delayed damage reduced, Sona damage reduced, all cause damage reduced. Golden Ticket, I would say, is an indirect nerf to the comp. It's a indirect nerf because it affects all reroll comps. So if you use that to augment, it's a little bit less effective for multicasters. I would say Gargoyle is a very big nerf for the comp. Overall, you're going to be getting a lot less armor MR. And usually Galio wants to build 1 or 2 Gargoyles. So yeah, that's a lot of MR and armor that's lost for him. Blue buff is probably one of the biggest changes. The starting mana used to be 40, so that would be insta-cast for TF. So it's reducing that by 20 on the first cast so they don't instantly blow up frontline. Huge nerf overall for all blue buff users, but especially in this comp when you're using TF, the legend, to roll for blue buff, it's less effective. Bow is another nerf. That is for Jarvan. Jarvan's probably best item is Bow, so getting minus 15 mana will take him a little bit longer to cast. In this big box we have all of the Radiant items. These are all items that are used by the multicaster comp. So that's blue buff, the Vow, and the stone plate. All those are nerfed, and I would say I counted this as one nerf because it's not super common to have radiant items, but you are playing TF, so the prismatic Pandora's does give a prismatic item, so that is part of the problem of this nerf. And lastly, we have Crown Guard. AP is reduced as well, so that's just a small nerf, -5. Usually if you're doing Crown Guard, you're putting it on Galio, but not a lot of people have caught on to that. So usually people do double Gargoyle, but Crown Guard is pretty good on Galio, so I included that. Next up we have the stats, and we're going to be looking at a couple of the multicaster units. First up we have Twisted Fate, 4.65. Vel'Koz is a 4.57. I know it's 4.31, but it's probably being carried by Demacia. Leah is 4.57. So the stats say that they're slightly below average right now in terms of how good of a unit they are. But we can look at the Explorer as well. So we want to go by for multicaster, and we do Vel'Koz and Galio, I suppose. Should be fine. Looks like the comp is averaging in Diamond Plus about a 5. Not good, not good. I'm assuming that's because people are still trying it out. I think with this sort of comp, you want to play it when you have a good spot for it. I don't think it's hard forceable anymore with a 5.0 average. The average used to be like 4.0 if last patch, if that's what you want to compare it to. So now we're gonna look at 2 VODs. The first one I go 8th, and the second one I go 3rd. So let's just take a quick look. So I start this game off playing TF. I just go for Pandora's here. My items are all pretty bad, so I just roll all of them. My spot is not very good, so I just go for the lead streak here. 5 loss. Doing a 5 loss, 60 HP. It's pretty normal amount of HP. Go for my Cassiopeia 2 here. I have pretty good items. I settled for Morello from my Radiant, or not my Radiant, my Gold Pandora. Here I take stationary support, the prismatic one, and the two support items are pretty bad. I'd say there are a lot of better ones to have, especially since Radiant Virtue you want to die fast, but your Gargoyle also wants to take the aggro, so it's kind of mixed here. And also I'd rather not have Zephyr. I'd rather have those backlight items to support the TF. So it's 3-2. I level here, just do a quick little roll down. At this point, this at last patch, I think this board would be stable with blue buff Gunblade. I have a Morello. I swapped out Cassiopeia. I'm not sure if that's correct. I think last patch this board would be able to 5 streak or 4 streak the rest of the stage, but we'll see here that it really is not that strong. So we'll just watch this fight. So it does end up winning this fight, but if you'll see here that going into Wolves, I have 2 losses, and I took how much HP I have? I took 23 damage, so I took 2 pretty bad losses here. My items are looking pretty good. I took a Banshees. I think my other options are not very good. So yeah, I mean, definitely a weaker state. I think if I had Demacia in going the other rounds, like if I had the Sona earlier, I would be able to streak, but just the TF2 and the Galio 2 alone, without the Demacia and without the 4 multi, is not enough to streak. Hold the chain here for 1 plates. End up winning this fight to do the augment selection. I think here I choose Harm Assist if I remember correctly. Yeah. So this board would be pretty stable last patch, but I think I still end up losing a couple more rounds here. Even though my all my units are upgraded to 2 stars. Yes, I just barely lose this one, which is unfortunate. Can't make 50. I lose the next one as well, so I'm at 22. But I decided to roll it down here. And hopefully I can hit my TF3, Galio 3. I do end up hitting a Talia 3 as well, but that is unitemized, doesn't it? A bit unfortunate. I have 8 Galios, 8 TFs. Those are my main carries, so yeah. I do hit that Galio 3, so I am able to stabilize just a bit until Raptors winning the next round. And I get okay items. I get my Shiv. I do my roll down, but I don't hit the ninth TF. End up making Bow plus Gargoyle, I think, yeah. And hopefully those are gonna be Jarvan items once I find a Jarvan. I do end up losing this fight and ultimately dying with TF2, but if you see the scores on the side, it is 0, -2, -4, so I think if I had that TF3, it was possible to go like 6th here, maybe even 5th or 4th. So overall, like not like awful, but Definitely feels weaker than last patch for sure. So now we're going to be going over the second VOD. This went a lot better than the first VOD. So I'm playing TF again. Here I see that I have a Taliyah in my shop, but I decide that my starter is pretty bad, so I just sell out everything and then make 10. Play that solo Renekton to clear. Oh, I have a choice between Pandora's and Perfect Repetition here, so I think I go for Perfected. I think my items are like okay enough where I have a Gargoyle at least. So I want to lose these rounds. I end up going 5 loss here, but I'm at 58, so it's pretty low. Definitely not a good 5 loss. I want at least like 10 more HP here. That's Cramsy emoting on me. Yeah, I hit that TF2 pretty early, which is nice. I don't have to roll down as steep. I level up here to make sure I beat the Krugs. I still make 50 here though, so that's good. I have 2 swords from both natural drops. That's unfortunate. I do high roll a Gunblade, Radiant Gunblade. That's like the best Radiant item you can get in this comp. I also had a Radiant Stoneplate, I think, and that's Armory, so that was good. I choose Gold Lotus here. I think that was the best of those options. And also, I'm not like guaranteed a lot of rods, so it means I don't have to build a Jewel Gauntlet. I roll down. With this board, I'm stable because I do have that 3 Demacia and I have that 2-star Galio, 2-star TF. I mean, last game I didn't have the Demacia in, so I think this is stable. So I do end up going 5 streak or 4 streak here. I have my blue buff, Gunblade, or Radiant Gunblade, and Jeweled Lotus, so I'm pretty strong. As he slams a belt here, the win. I stop his streak. I'm hitting my units pretty well. I think it's because no one's really playing this comp right now. I want to burn this sword, so I just end up making a GS here on my TF. See, this sort of fights, I thought I would win. I do end up getting a pretty bad loss here, I think. Yeah, 3-unit loss. But I thought I would win. I think last patch I might have been able to win. But also I don't have any anti-heal yet, so... Combat Caster is pretty good. I end up looking it up. But then I end up getting Magic Wand, which I think is one of the best augments you can get for this comp, especially since I don't have any rods. So just take it. I go Crown Guard on Galio, that's a pretty decent item. I lose that round because that's one of the harder matchups. Because he has a lot of true damage, and you build Gargoyle on Galio. So I mess up on this roll down because I go for this Taliyah 3 instead of going for the Vel'Koz. Um, but Taliyah 3 is not gonna win me this game, but Vel'Koz does. Definitely should have sold the Taliyahs and held the Vel'Kozes instead. I hit the TF3 and the Galio 3 though, so I'm stable enough now. And Yugo doesn't get a good ult because my Galio is tanky enough now to draw the aggro after the ice. I get Morello Shiv, and that's best in slot on Sona, so that's pretty nice. I level here and roll down just a little bit, see if I can hit that Talia just in case. I did hit like a couple of bell causes, so I wasn't really punished for not holding the bell causes earlier, but yeah. But I lose this fight pretty handedly. It was pretty bad loss. I think last patch I would have killed a lot more. I do hit that Talia 3. My bell cause items are good here. Definitely a really close fight. I think if he had a 0-2 or Jarvan 2, he would have won this fight. So I do go top 4 here. These Radiant items are pretty bad. Or not Radiant items, the support items. I take Virtue here just for the healing. I think Randy Wins is also pretty good. Cleaver is good, but I have a Shiv, so it's not good in this spot. Put the Virtue on here. He Zephyr's me here, but he has open slot on both corners, so it's unfortunate. I hit this Vel'Koz 3, luckily. I reroll my TG items here to try to get something good. End up getting Morello Spark, which is not very good, but it is what it is. I think the Radiant Virtue helped a lot here to keep my Galio alive just for a little bit longer. So I finish Drake, get my item, take a blue buff here because it's 30 starting mana, or it's 20 starting mana and then 10 reduction, so it makes my Sona insta cast. I get the Jarvan 2 here, it's very good. I pretty much have the capped multicaster board on level 7, minus the Sona 3. Notice this guy has 4 Sejuanis right now, and then he pulls a milk, so he just rolls it down, sends 50 gold. I'm watching his board, he just hit Sejuani 3 out of nowhere. I think he was rolling for Nyla, but he was rolling Sejuanis as well. So yeah, I do end up going third here because I fight this Sejuani, but I think under the right circumstances, like if he doesn't hit that 3-star Sejuani, I might even be able to get a second here. I did win that last fight against him. So yeah, pretty strong comp when it's online, but it takes a while to get there. Takes a little bit more to stabilize now, since it's not as strong on stage 3. Last up we have the meta report card. This is sort of the final piece of the meta review. And we're rating the multicaster comp to see just how good it is. In terms of strength, I would give it a C+, slightly above average when you hit that final board. I would say it can beat 4-cost boards, but it is definitely weaker on stage 3 getting to that point. So you're gonna have to have a bit of luck in order to hit those 3 stars, because you're gonna have less HP to do that. Econ is a C. Again, they're much weaker at 2 stars. You can definitely feel it on stage 3. It's definitely harder to streak on stage 3 because of that. Costs a lot of gold to hit those 3 stars, expensive. You might need an econ augment. It's not as stable as it was before. Item flexibility, I'll give it a C, maybe even a C minus. Somewhat reliant on the TF legends. You still want that blue buff, that JG, Gunblade, Gargoyles. Those items are all still good. So it is hard to play those comps without a lot of tiers, a lot of frontline items. So overall, I give this score a C plus. When you get it online, it's good. It's not stable on stage 3 anymore. It's good when it comes online with those 3 stars, but it's not a win out board anymore. It's definitely a lot weaker than it was last patch. So there we have it. Our 13.20 multicaster comp, everyone's favorite, has gone from an S plus to a C plus. I would say only play this comp if you have a really good position for it. I don't think it's hard forceable at all. I would actually try to avoid it, but if like I'd rather play those S plus comps right now. But yeah, if you have a really high roll spot, you can go for it. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for coming to the meta report card. Peace.
Like, how come I feel like I got the hardest lobby again? What the fuck is this? I don't even think Lil Kahuna's bad.